Hi everyone, my name is Mars and I am a nursing student and I will be interviewing Mr. Montez here in regards to how it's living in Pomona or how it is here in the city of Pomona. I have a few questions for you, okay? Mr.
Yes,
Montez?
sir.
Alright. First one, what is it like living in your community? Pomona, that is.
It has good parts and bad ones too. You have a lot of homeless
Okay.
that's here. You have a lot of people that care about the community, but there's probably not enough resources
Okay.
to take care of the homeless. So that's one of the things.
So do you have any suggestions for the government, in regards to resources?
Yeah, we'll probably need more mental health
Mental health, like a facility?
clinics and facilities that can help because most of the homeless people, you could tell that they need mental something to help guide them, because a lot of them don't understand the basic things.
Okay.
And they'll come over here and lawyer and I say, okay, can you move? And they be like, why I can't be here? They don't understand that this is a business and you can't set up your shopping carts in front of a business.
Okay. Have you ever encountered any physical or arguments? No. Okay.
No, it never gets physical because my job is not to grab somebody or touch them, but it's just to communicate,
Okay.
to de-escalate any situation.
All right. I have another questions for you. What do you think the strength and weaknesses of the community besides the homeless, and having the resources?
Strength is the community people. There's a lot of people that really care about the community. There's good people here. That's strength. Weakness is probably jobs and stuff like that. There's not a lot of job opportunity that's here for all colors of people. Sometimes you go in the store, you just see one race running the whole store, and another race is locked out. That's what I would say.
All right. And also, what do you think is the greatest health problem in this area besides you said mental health? Is there any other health problem that you would say?
You have a little crime. There's a little crime, and then other people coming into the community to shop here.
Okay.
Usually you have the community that just shops here. You know what I mean? But what you want to do is either have people even from all sorts of community come in here and shop and buy stuff, because that empowers. It empowers the community and it brings everything to rise up.
Okay. All right, Mr. Montez.
Hi everyone, my name is G. I'm from West Coast University. I'm a nursing student, and today I'm gonna interview the Gladys. Sorry. So I have a couple questions to ask you about the community. So the first one is, what's the greatest health problem in this area? Health problem? All the trash. Any health conditions that you know people is easy to?
I guess health problems. I was more like
Okay. So the next question will be, who is considered to be the influential in the community?
I guess the mayor
The mayor.
and some of us.
Okay. So do you know the mayors or the city council do anything to help the community?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's not as dirty as I was before, but I think it depends.
Do they have any policies to do with the drug?
I don't know for sure, but I mean, they do have like a clinic down here that for those people, but there's still a lot of people that have like drug problems walking around.
Is that for free or
For free, I'm not sure.
oh, okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Thank you so much.
Alright.
Hi everyone, my name is Mars and I am one of the nursing students at West Coast University, and we are doing a public health surveys with someone influential today.
I can introduce myself. Good morning, afternoon, whatever time of day is as you're watching this. My name's Andrea Rico, and I'm the Government and Community Affairs Manager for the City of Pomona. And I have the unique position of serving as the city's liaison between departments and also within the community. So I get to serve on commissions and boards. I get to help community initiatives, and I also get to help the mayor and council implement their community goals.
Okay, so Ms. Rico, we just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
So in Pomona, what is it like living in this kind of community?
I personally don't live here, but I work here and spend most of my waking hours here. But for those who do live and work and go to school here in Pomona, I think it's a very unique experience. It's a diverse community. We have all types of cultures. We definitely are somewhat highly populated. There's about, I think the new census is coming up here in 2020, but I think our last numbers were about 100, just under 160,000 residents in 26 square miles. Obviously, some areas are more working class than others. We have areas where there are high renters, and sometimes the poverty level is a little bit higher. And then we have areas of $1 million homes and historic districts. So it's a very unique experience. I think I always describe it as a big town with a small town feel. There really is a sense of community here. And something unique I feel about this community, we have generational residents, that people whose grandparents have lived here, their parents, they're raising their children here. So I think that's very unique, that the community we have like that around here.
So what would you say, with this community, like the strength and weaknesses with all, the people?
I think one of the strengths is our diversity. I think there is a city pride. Another strength, we've recently in the past 2 years have had a major change in leadership at the council and mayor level, with a strong sense of community engagement and transparency. So I think that's helped. We also have new leaders at the Fairplex, at Cal Poly University, the school district, the city, some of those older leaders, but all together they're collectively working together. I think it's the best working possibility or working situation that I've ever seen in the 14 years I've been here. There really is a commitment to improving this community. From an economic development, we're starting to see since 2007 when the economy crashed, and that really hit our city very hard. Another strength is we have a newly appointed chief of police for the past 2 years, and under his watch we've started to see crime significantly drop. We also utilize social media a lot more to educate and engage our communities. So I think really that's a lot of strength. I think one of the biggest weaknesses of Pomona is public perception that isn't always factually or data based. There's this old kind of belief that it's a very unsafe community, and if you look at the data and you look at everything else, that is not the case. I mean, obviously there are incidents that happen like any major community, but as far as what people think and the perception, I think that's what hurts us the most, because there really is a lot of great things. If you look at our striving downtown, a lot of great businesses and new developments going up. If you look at South Pomona, over there where the Target Center off Rio Rancho, that was an abandoned car dealership, multiple ones. Now that Target is one of the highest performing Targets in the region. We have new restaurants going up, we have new hotels. So there's this reinvestment, and even those who are coming back to live here again, just they've moved away and they realize this really is a town that's booming. We have a lot of folks who live, work here in the leadership roles, and I think that's it. But I think our weakness, and the other thing is, what hurts us a little bit more than what other cities like the city of Chino, we don't have major malls or these high revenue generating centers. So we have to be creative where taxes come. And one unusual thing, so buy gas in Pomona, our tax on gas is one of our highest revenues, that generates our highest revenue, which is an odd thing. So I always make sure wherever I'm going to buy gas in Pomona. But I think that's one of our weaknesses. We just need more businesses and things that generate revenue for our community, so we can continue the quality of services we have.
That's good to know. How about the healthcare here? I mean, hospitals, clinics.
Well, I was going to say, if we have Pomona Valley Hospital, which is a trauma center, so it's a nationally recognized center. We have Western University, so we have the education side, and we have multiple health centers. both for those of low or no income, and then just your traditional medical centers. We're hoping to look at what we're creating a health corridor up Gary that we bring in not only health care, flanked by the hospital or flanking the hospital, but also those businesses that work in the medical field with the creation of product or those types of things. So we're really looking at health being kind of the next big boom in our town. Like any other town, we do have population who sometimes there are stigma to getting health care, or they wait till the last minute, and so there's a lot of prevention work. We have some major grants that the hospital, in partnership with the city and others, on diabetes prevention. We also have a health initiative called Healthy in Pomona, and that's a community-led initiative where all health providers come together to look at the barriers and systems of care, and we're working with that right now. And then as far as anything else, we also have mobile clinics, and a lot of our universities, Cal Poly as well, will do outreach to our community, to our underserved populations to bring health care. We also have some of our service clubs who will actually get donations for eyeglasses and those types of things. And the other thing where we another issue, obviously, we've been trying to address is homelessness, and we look at that from a public health concern.
Yes.
And so we just opened up our Hope for Home emergency shelter, and so that is a transitional housing. It's not meant to be long-term people stay there. The idea is to get them into services in one place and get them into permanent and supportive housing.
Okay, so speaking of mental health, how is that shelter going so far? Is it transitioning nicely? I mean, is
Yes.
there problems?
So unfortunately, the problem in Pomona was large enough that there was no ignoring it. There was a lot of we were worried about the concerns of the individuals who were experiencing homelessness, but then also the quality of life and the concerns of our businesses in our community who were being impacted by some of the negative behaviors of those who are experiencing homelessness. That being said, we used to have the emergency 24-hour shelter, which is a winter shelter when the weather is cold, here at the Armory in downtown. The State Department closed that building, so that not only is our emergency shelter for the winter, but it's also the Hope for Home transitional homeless shelter as well. It's going well. There's been a couple glitches. We would hope to have it completed already, but environmental reports and certain delays. We are up and running. The bathrooms, showers, living quarters, the kitchen, I believe, is almost finished, and so we are hoping to have that fully operational by end of fall without any delays. But there are still people living in there, and I believe at any given time, I'm not sure, there's about 160 people being serviced there right now. And then we have partnerships with surrounding agencies so we're not bearing the brunt of other people's homeless concerns.
Okay, we have one last question for
Sure.
you. Do you have any advice to the government in regards of providing public health and safety in this community?
I think what's a unique thing about Pomona is we're the county seat of services. So we have Department of Public, DPSS, Department of Public Social Services. We have DCFS here, Department of Children and Family Services. We have Social Security here. We have the DMV. So we have a lot of those services here, which attracts a lot of people, but then often there aren't the additional resources. So we bear a lot of brunt of some of the poverty related issues. So I guess my advice or really when allocating monies, that they look at the need and where people are, so that they really make it by the numbers and let data drive it, as opposed to someone who's just really great at writing a grant or is politically connected, so maybe those dollars go to another city. And also the fact that we are on the forefront of addressing homelessness, which was one of the biggest concerns. So that's I think we shouldn't bear that cost on our own. It is a regional problem, so we obviously need some regional dollars for that. I think also too, because the census is coming up, and with the concern over the citizenship question that was just decided today by the Supreme Court, that they will not include a citizenship question, communities of diversity that look like ours, we're fearful that people will be frightened to be counted, and that will impact us federally. So all of a sudden, if we're going to have a big campaign launching, that's something I'm going to be tasked with, that everyone counts, and we need to really get the message out that if we don't count every person here, that could affect not only the dollars that come in, but also the representation and the boundaries of how elected officials are elected. So we have, if anything, the advice is to really look at communities like ours that need and understand the challenges we have, and don't punish us for being a community of need.
Well, Mr. Rico, thank you for your time.
Thank you.